Hello everybody. Um, a video about here that I was planning to do this video like yesterday, but had too many other people that kept calling me. Actually, I was on the phone for like 5 hours. Um, making this video right now out there for the community. This video is about twin flames, but simplified. This video comes in from the Italy workshop. Mario, thank you for putting that shop together with the people that we constantly work pretty much every day with other twin flames to help them out. We're talking about outside of the workshop. We made another workshop that was in Germany for the help that you open your house for the people to come in and they can come in and outside of the times and the days, even the last day. There was a people come in to it, so we can fix all the things that we can give them more guidance to the twin flames. This video I planned to make it on few different sections, but I'm actually going to make it on one video. Get yourself situated. You can pause it now. Get yourself a drink, get yourself a pillow or something so you can feel comfortable. Because this is going to be explaining to you the journey and energy levels, the twin flames, what actually going on. But it's going to be very short of the parts of the whole journey, the way it goes. It's going to be very simplified. It's not going to be something that looks every issue of the twin flames on a very deep level, but that video will help you to understand what actually happened within relationships. That video also is going to be good. It's going to be very good for the people who have an average relationship. We're not talking about just a twin flame. We're talking about average relationship. They will understand how the things will be better for them if they have to go into a relationship. I'm using the model of yin yang part. That is something that pretty much everybody will be able to understand. There's gonna be some explanations of the things that are going on. So I hope that video is gonna benefit you. If you have any questions, feel free to put the questions down below the video. So let's begin the video. Yes. So this is us in life. If you take a look, we are going around in life and we're trying to see who's gonna fit us. So if this is we, us, who we are, and this is someone, we're trying to see if they're gonna fit in the place which is called home. And that place that was called home, we begin to search for it. We begin to this person who actually is going to bring us in home. And when we're going around and around, we keep looking for the perfect match for whatever our requirements, our programming, the things that we know, the things that we feel suit us. And the normal relationship, that's how it goes. You probably look first of all the person, how they look physically. You look at it how it feels into the heart. So you get with people on physical, you understand them, but the heart doesn't accept them. So you go ahead and you let them go. Then you get into a relationship where the heart is okay, but the physical part, you always keep looking for something else. You don't know what that is. Another part it is that you get into a relationship, the heart is okay, the physical part is okay, but there is something else missing. Your soul. Your soul keep looking to evolve. Your soul keeps looking to get the things going. And what happens is with the twin flames is that usually the people when they get in a relationship, they meet that perfect person when they are already in a relationship, because they have to understand the body, they have to understand the heart connection in order they can really find a difference what is between the soul connections and what is the difference with the rest of the two connections on it. So that's pretty much it as a basic, is that the people looking at for that the beginning, that's the beginning of the part when you're looking for home. You're looking for this to be your perfect home. Um, so you find a magic person. So now there is the home. With that person, you actually match. It's perfection. You understand this. And during the average relationship, there is a people who actually do this. They get to this person, they marry to this person, and that's it. That's for them. That's perfection. That is into it. But in the twin flames, that is the path when the souls coming together, and they find themselves at home. That is the part of the one person feels the other. They become equal. There is no differences in between them. They see no difference in age. They don't see the difference of religion. They don't see a difference of anything. There is nothing. They find themselves at the perfect match. And this is when the ignition period of the twin flames begin, because now within a soul connection they are perfect at home. They find the place where the home is home, and that magnetic pull between the twin flames begins to attract. An average relationship, that is the time when the two people are in love and everybody else feeling it. They know there's something going on between those two. They feel like the way they look at each other, the way they act into each other, they know something goes on. Twin flames, though, the people feeling it much more higher. The other people, they feeling it much more on higher level, and that it's kind of like getting offset because they don't believe on this love can exist, simply because the soul love has a vibration. It doesn't have to. It doesn't connect with the emotions or the love vibrations from the heart. It's a vibrations in the soul, something much more higher, something much more completion. So this is the bubble phase on the twin flames. That is your bubble phase when you actually feel the part of the twin flames itself, and you know that the person is your twin flame. A lot of the people seek the confirmation. One of the confirmations that is gonna become to you, who is your twin flame, it's when others look at it, the vibrations, and they can say to you, wow, I don't know what happened, but she's like you, or you are like her, and those vibrations, you will understand. But what happens in a perfect life, nothing is perfect. Simply because you can't have this relationship yet until you don't become a real person, until you don't understand what you get yourself into it. So over the time, this is actually explained of the normal relationship when you haven't understand what is the truth mean. What does that mean? You have to be a true love. This is just the part when the universe says, okay, this is your goal. You have to achieve that bubble phase. Come back to this later on. This is the part when you have to become at the end. A lot of the people hanging out to this part without really understanding why they're hanging out to this bubble phase. Oh, but we have this perfect love within the soul. Everybody see it. She was looking at me. He was looking at me. We talk. It was this magic. It was this great. I have a lot of things like Dio. Why do we have like this? I can't be find anybody else. By the way, there was a people today that they text me that's like, finally I'm with my twin flame after everything. Dio, thank you. So happy because now it's coming a period that Venus is helping of people to come together to do realizations, and Venus it wants to go direct, and it's Venus had enough exile and punishment from universe because it's not truth. But to go back to this is that perfect home, it's the direction that the soul is gonna lead into it. It's gonna lead the journey into it, and the journey is not easy. A lot of the people, a lot of the twin flames, they have struggles with this. They have the part of not letting go. You need to learn to trust, surrender, to let go. And that is a big part that people, they don't want to let it go to evolve to the next stage. So you're home, and now this relationship doesn't go anywhere. It just doesn't go anywhere. It doesn't move, especially if the both are married, the both are in relationship. The twin flames cannot continue like this. So now there is a part of the universe says like, I'm gonna turn you around. So you guys, if you don't understand each other, you don't appreciate everything that we gave you, then we are going to tell you what you're going to have to do. There was an easy road if you accepted everything in the beginning, or there is a hard road that you're going to go through. 99.99% the twin flames, they go through the high road, simply because they do not want to accept the truth. They don't want to be the truth. They focus on what the society programming them, what religion told them, what friends told them. What I'm seeing is very common is their prestige and onto the world, what they are, who they are. Some of the people, they actually, it's about the money. They're like, if I divorce my wife, I'm gonna lose all my retirement. I will have no money. Well, you're gonna die. You're not gonna have money anyway. So what's the big deal if the money is more important to your inner peace and the love inside of you if you're not happy? But over the time, the twin flames understand this. So there is the universe creates this situation when they both begin to have this pull push, this part of aggravations, this part of trying to get into the control. And you can't control this because the control comes from the universe. You didn't accept the perfect love, you're going to have to go through the hell. What it says in the Bible, it's the road to God is always full of thorns, and that is what that's mean. You go through hell, basically, in order to understand what is going on. So the universe creates this spinning around because right now it creates this part of the one's gonna be the good, the other's gonna be bad. You need to understand about the good and the bad. If you accept that the black is bad and the white is good, you need to understand that the white is not good for the bad. If you take a look at it, that's the situation, that is the case. And the same thing, the bad is not good for the good. Simply, there is no good, there is no bad. It's only a polarity. Level that we need to understand how we to perceive the situations. In order you to understand everything, the masculine, the feminine, all this division, you have to go into learn how to unite it within yourself. So as a twin flame, this comes in, this journey, and now there is this separation. On this separation stage, now the one takes the one side and the other takes the other, and they trying to figure out what they're going to do. What is this love? What is this perfections of love is? How come this love is so perfect? But at the same time, what is this separation? Usually the one tries to tell the other, look at, I'm like you. Maybe you're gonna see that the twin flame acting like you, then, or they acting like totally complete synchronicity into it. And that is the synchronicity because you are right now equal to each other. You are equal within the vibrations of the soul. There is the part that this thing kind of like a build itself the pressure, build the part inside of you, like you have to do something but you don't know what you have to do. Maybe the one day the one it's mad, then the other one it's peaceful, then the next day the one's gonna be mad, the other one is gonna be peaceful. It's gonna be creating this pull push, so it can be able to go ahead and turn this a little bit, so they can spin, they can turn it around. And when they turn it around, there is something magical actually happens, is that it begins to create the spots inside of it. That's the part of yin yang, it's preparation for it. That preparation is for the transfer from the one to the other, because they don't understand each other. They need to learn about each other. Later on we're going to come back to this again. This picture, there's going to be some understanding why is this happening, why this separation is going on, and there's going to be some transfer of inner conscious from the one to the other, and that is what actually creates, it's finished the ignition period of the twin flames. That ignition period, it's when the one conscious it's transferred to the other, and this is part where you all the time with them, because they give you this little portion of them inside of you, and you give them the portion from them. So now you are all the time with them, and that is the part of the conscious part throughout the mirroring or mirroring neurons that actually inside of the brain kept that conscious inside of it, and that vibration, that part about your twin flame, it's inside of you. And doesn't matter what you're trying to do, doesn't matter what you're trying to completely let it go, that part, it becomes all the time with you. This is what happened with the real love. It's that the real love that stays. You can't do anything about it. On average relationship, though, people don't get to this stage of exchange. They get to the part when they're talking to each other and they trying to really to say who they are. But I'm going to show you another picture. Is like that picture doesn't really work. That part doesn't really work because it's missing the very important part. It's called be your truth. The truth is to understand and accept it of who you are and what you are. So at the end, just before their separation, during the ignition period, this is actually what the twin flames look like. There actually are two consciousness inside of each twin flame, and the one of them begins to go ahead and be more active and understands that they need to do the right things. They begin to change. The other one actually takes the part of an exile, the silence, the ignorance, and usually that's the runner, and the other one becomes the chaser. So when that is ignite, this situation is, we're going to have this part of a runner chaser. You get into it and you chasing and they chasing, and this thing it spins and it goes crazy and crazy and crazy, and go back to the part that at one time you are actually looking this how it spins so fast. And that spinning process is you to go ahead and understand the differences. Those are the differences right here. This is the part that separates you, and that line here, this line, that is the difference that you need to work for it. The twin flames, they have to work and they have to accept all the differences. Those differences could be age gap, which is very common, culture, probably we're talking about different race, Um, there is a situations that you have to overcome, maybe same-sex issues. You also have to go ahead and look at it, the position of overcoming huge part out there in the Middle East. That is a religion, very huge part. Some of the twin flames, when they get empowered over there, there is some issues, and there is really part of understanding that love is love. You can't just go out there and create what you want and how the things are. But the average relationship, actually, if you take a look, is the average relationship. They trying to force this. If you see this, this is not a perfect yin yang. If you look at it here, the white is larger than the black, and usually what that happen is people try to fit in. They trying to get into the position of whatever suits them, whatever the situation might work out for them. So they put in this face mask. It's like, yeah, I'm perfect for you. I can be energetically perfect for you. Look at me. I understand you. We have this part to you, and I'm looking at everything. It's not done yet, because over the time, either the one or the other understand this is not a perfect home. There is something is not perfect. The soul it's missing, and the average relationship. And this is why the people begin to look into the soul. And when they begin to look in the soul, they do a very important part. They are surrender. They surrender the soul so God can give them the direction. And this is the time when the twin flames actually begin to understand why did they surrender their life to the universe, to God, as the Christianity push into it about to surrender to God so He can serve. Well, that's what you do. You actually serve into. So the twin flames, what's happening is into it. That runner chase part. It can last for a very long time. That runner chaser part can last until the one of the twin flames actually says, like, you know what, enough, it's enough. I stop. I won't chase anymore. Let them run. They cannot run from the universe. They cannot run from God. I have to stop this. And when the twin flames stop doing this of it, they totally stop. This picture stops, and it's freezing. And now it doesn't have this spinning anymore. It doesn't have this turn. It only sits there. And now this is the part when the realization process within the twin flame begins. It's like, okay, it happened. Why did it happen? What it was? What did I did? What kind of inner work I did? What kind of things I missed? What wrong I did? What wrong he did or she did? And that is a part of beginning to understand that you can't get rid of this, and you can't get rid of this inside of you. It stays there. Doesn't matter what you're trying to do. So now you begin to look and to understand yourself. Okay, what's going on? But during this process, you have a life, and all of a sudden, that thing is gonna bother you. That presence of them in your life, day by day, is gonna be bothering you. You're probably gonna get angry. You're gonna get aggravated. It's like, I feel all this love for them. They don't even bother to make a phone call. Dio, what's going on? I text him. He never texts back. It's like he's blind, or he's whatever his situation is. Just so you know, in the twin flames, 87% are female, out in the open, and 87% of the male are cowards and they're hiding. So, congratulations to the men. They're out there publicly speaking, and they publicly confirm their twin flames. It takes a much more masculinity to be your truth than takes a masculinity to hide your crap. Also, congrats to this women's. They're 87%. They find this part of living their truth. Shame on you if you're a female out there and you know the truth and you hiding the crap, because it takes the same level of energy, even more, to hide what's going on real inside of you than actually living your truth. And over the time, not living your truth is gonna be really, really damage your relationship that you are into it, because you're forcing yourself to stay in a relationship where you actually inside of it you're not happy. It applies both for the male and females. And this is the part when in the regular relationship, that is the realization. It's like they're not the person. I thought that maybe there's something with them, but same thing with you, or whatever the story is. And the regular relationship, that is the part like we're not fit to each other, we don't understand each other. I want one thing, you want another thing. We have these fights. In twin flames, it's completely different. That is the difference right here. It's the twin flames. They are like, doesn't matter what I do, I can't separate from you. You coexist inside of me. Now I have to deal with you. And the biggest part of now I have to deal with you, you begin the journey of understanding, which is the soul actually does. And that beginning of understanding is like they're always with you. You read the information, you probably go out on YouTube, or you going out on Facebook, and you find all this information stuff from the twin flames, and so on and so on. Until you understand, you have to do the one thing. It's called acceptance. You have to accept this part now, or if you are there, you have to accept this part that it's already coexistent inside of you, and accept it in full. That is the time when you actually begin to unify yourself in the conscious level with your twin. You accept them as who they are. You don't want to change them. You don't want to tell them what to do. You don't want to force them to do something. You don't want to do anything else with them except that love, and that part of them begins to merge with you. So during this process of acceptance, you do something very important. During of that acceptance, you understand that you're white and you have this black part, that aggravation, that understanding, that part from your twin. They may be silent, they don't call you, they don't talk to you, they don't want to see you. They put a restraint order against you if you are so bad as a chaser. And you're like, you know what, I understand that part of me now, I'm begin to accepting. When you begin to accept, you go back and you break these lines. So now when you break these lines of it, the air energy merges with you and it becomes one thing. So there is no more difference here inside of it. And when you do that, you find your inner peace. Now there is no more inner fights, there is no more inner aggravations, there is no more inner pain, there is nothing like that anymore. The soul part inside of you find its inner peace. And when I find the inner peace, you begin to go ahead and have a better life. It doesn't matter if you are with your twin flame or you're without your twin flame. It is about you. This is your inner part. This is your inner work of understanding that it's about time you to accept your twin completely unconditionally. You have them, their informations inside of you. When you get that informations inside of you, you created the symbiosis. The symbiosis have a 3 stages. You can have a 1 stage that it's a parasite, and this is why a lot of the people have a lot of issues of it. Like they call their twin narcissist, they call their twin all the names in the world. They can call whatever the situation is. That is the part when the one of the twin flames is not cooperative. They don't want to do anything. They actually damage the connection, and during that damage of connection, the one who damaged the connection has only one thing to do is they stay down. They're basically dying. That is a part when the one gets destroyed because the other has to evolve, the other has to move out. Later on, that symbiosis actually evolve when the one begin to understand something's wrong. They can just die. There's something inside of them, it's not true. And they begin to look their part. But you have nothing to do with what's going on inside of your twin. That is their own realization. It is their job to break their own differences, not yours. Not you to go ahead, give them a messages, giving them emails, or try to get them to a friends. Trying to get into it, go back into. They're gonna come back on their own. That's their job to understand this difference and merge with the difference inside of them. So you do this acceptance, you do that part inside of you, then you're gonna be find this inner peace. That inner peace is actually what's going to do is going to bring you to this. You don't have the differences. You done your inner work as a twin flame. You did your job, you become more real, you become more stable, you now controlling the parts of inside of you. And now you're working on to understand this part here. It's that part of differences that, and so there is no difference. The ego knows the differences, not the soul. And that part, you're going to love your twin. Doesn't matter if they work on their differences or not. You're going to love that part inside of you. You become your truth. And when you become your truth, there's going to be a disconnection between you and your twin flame. You are not going to feel them anymore. The reason you're not going to feel them anymore because there is no more difference here. You already unified yourself with them of whatever they gave you. Whatever they gave you, that was the gift. And that gift of my twin flame, it helped me to understand how the twin flame journey is. This is why I became some of them said like I'm a twin flame guide or I'm a confessor, because the people comes in and tells me that they're in a twin flame relationship. They confess to me, they confess who their twin flame is, but they don't confess to their wife or to their husband or their kids or their parents of fear. And the more they're in fear, the more this soul connection is going to create misery in their own life. And this is why I'm telling the people, focus on you. If you're a twin flame, don't focus on your twin flame. The big mistake people do is when they have this, you focus on what your twin flame does. And when you focus on what your twin flame does, you don't do and work that inner work of acceptance and understanding. This is why it takes so long time for the twin flames to come together. You do your part. The whole spinning, the whole idea, the whole part of a runner or chaser is you to do your work. because over time you won't be able to meet your twin flame. You won't be able to talk to them. You won't be able to see them. You won't be able to do anything until you do your inner work. Your inner work is for you. It's not about your twin flame. And when you do that, the only thing can actually go ahead and show your twin flame who and what they are. It's this. It's the part of the perfect home. They're going to go back and find themselves and home with you, because they're going to look, they're going to learn that there is no other place except home. And when they do that acceptance, that is their inner process. Don't try to interfere on that inner process in any magical way. The biggest mistake I see within the twin flames is, especially at the females, when they have this, they use the intuition for creating manipulation, for manifestation. I know a lot of you is gonna laughing about this, but it's the truth. You trying to using the old template of manipulating the masculine energy to get the results, to get to the physical with them, to get to the part of being in a relationship with them. And that sneaky part doesn't work on us all, because the male understands. They feel it what you're doing. They had enough of probably of the females telling them what to do in all their life. That could be mother, that could be a grandmother, that could be a wife, or that could be a boss that is nothing else but a bully. And they're fed up with it. This is the part you to understand the masculine energy is like they know. They're not blind. Okay? The part is you to be honest. The part of you to be your truth. If you stand on your truth, then you do what's right. After that, it's none of your business if the other person doesn't stay on their truth. And few advices: if you are masculine with feminine energy, you're going to have to learn to accept. You're going to have to learn to accept your feminine side. There is nothing wrong you to accept your feminine side of you, because when you understand the feminine side, you will understand how to love your twin. That's what they give you, a feminine energy. If you're the feminine with a masculine energy, okay, you're going to have to learn how to be a masculine and be your truth. Find the guts to do what it needs to be done in order you to be home. A real home and a real place with real love. And that is a issue that a lot of the females, they've been suppressing themselves for years. They've been suppressed because they were told you are married, you should not love a person like this, or you should not look in a person like this. You have this culture, you're Christian, or you are wherever the case might be. You cannot be with another man, or whatever the situation is going on. That's why the masculine energy inside of the feminine, it's in there. You as a feminine to accept and to embrace this inner power to be your truth, because that masculine energy is seeking for the truth. That's what during the exchange has been given it to it. The cases when you are a masculine and you are given a masculine energy is because if you are masculine, if you're given masculine energy, that is you to have the goddamn balls to go out there and be your truth. Don't be a coward. Don't hide, don't lie. Specifically if you're a man and you're trying to be with another woman, and guess what? You're married. Go to your wife and have the guts, have the balls to say, hey, it happened. I'm not able to do anything. I'm thinking about her 24/7. She's all the time with me. And soul level, she's all the time with you. Your twin flame is all the time with you. And this is why a lot of the time of the males, they trying to preoccupate with parts like um, I'm tired, I had a bad day at work, could you leave me alone, I'm under pressure. Why are you under pressure? You're under pressure because you don't accept that part. You don't accept the truth. You look that woman look at you, and now there is a things they need to do, but you don't know what it needs to be done. The lack of information, the lack of understanding the twin flames, it's really creeped out the society, because the society rejects something that really exists. Until the society became educated, and then it's like, okay, we saw it. It was a big education for the people when that happened to me, because the people around us, because me and my twin flame, we worked at the same company. There was the people who actually saw the whole thing. They knew what it was going on. It was for their benefit. But there was the people who tried to interfere with the connection. They tried to break that part because it's not for them. It doesn't match their reality. It doesn't match their perfect world. And this is why the twin flames, they show up the perfect world. And it was very bad part when we show up the real world, and everybody else, they didn't want to even accept. Not even the twin flame want to accept. You need to understand the acceptance, it comes in the soul first. When you're accepting in the soul first, the soul finds the differences, and there is no more differences. The soul begins, and the soul says like, okay, we are home, we are in the part, and there is no more differences. We are going to destroy this. We are destroying this, we are destroying this, and when we get together, we are going to remove this, and then we'll begin one perfection. And that's what the strive for the perfections within the twin flame is. That is the part when the dance it's finished right, and that is the situation when they finally get themselves as a marriage. They see that part as a marriage inside of them. They see this internal marriage, this internal happiness inside of it, this internal final dance of understanding that they are the light and the dark from each other, and they are finally coexist with the darkness inside of the light, and the light that understand the darkness. And that's the part of union, that's the part of a merge that is actually looking to it. And that is it, the third stage of the symbiosis. It's like the both, they coming together for a mutual benefit of the society. The universe has its own laws, the universe has those laws, but we have never applied those laws into our soul relationships. We never were taught about those soul relationships, and this is why we are evolving here. We are moving up to get to the next stage of evolution, but the evolution has to begin now within the soul. Enough with the programming, enough with the telling the marriage, enough with the telling who's got to do what and all that control. This is the part when the twin flames comes in, is like, you know what, enough is enough. Be your truth. Be in the part of a real part of love. And when you're accepting that perfect love, you begin to find the inner peace inside of you. The most biggest reward of acceptance is that peace. When you're accepting the peace, you begin to accept the journey, you begin to accept the energy that was given into you. And to end with this, it's all about the love. It's all about the perfect love that was at the beginning. When you come and get together at home, there was nothing, there was no differences. It was two of you in there. It was the two pieces that the soul finally find its home. And during that realization, once that realization is done, then the begin of the bodies, they're gonna call each other to be together in union. then all of a sudden the magic's gonna be like the one is gonna feel the sadness, the one is gonna feel like the part of they've been separate from themselves, because the separation of themselves is during the ignition period when this is all light up. You give a little portion to your twin, and they give something to you, and that is the part of the separation that you separate from yourself. And now it's going to be the sadness part of why you are separate from yourself, because when you abandon your twin flame, you actually abandon the part that you gave them, and that part is always going to be missing in them. This is why when your twin flame, it's like I'm hearing all the time, Dio, he messaged me, he's crazy, he's angry, he's like, what do you do to me? I'm not anymore happy. Dummy, if you gave your happiness to your twin flame, it's not anymore with you, guess where the happiness is? Only with that person. And you cannot really explain an aggravated man what's going on. I have some of the males that coming into me and they're like, Dio, what should I do? I'm angry at all the time. I was mad at her. I was pissed at her. Dio, I'm thinking all the time about her. I'm like, dude, focus on you. What do you mean focus on me? I'm working on me. I'm like, dude, focus on you. And they don't keep listening that part. They don't understand the part of when you focus on you, you begin to accept the gift your twin flame gave it to you. Because they're looking for that gift, you to accept it in full, and you to be part. So when you accept it, all this becomes one. There is no different color. There is no different situation. There is no more different issues. You solve the part of the differences, and now you are ready. You are ready to build home, because you are real. You understand the part. You're beginning to live a real life as a twin flame. But a lot of the twin flames, again, their focus of what their twin do. Oh well, he's in another relationship. Oh, he doesn't appreciate me. Oh, he doesn't call me. Oh, we saw each other, but he was very silent. Oh, well, he finally doesn't run. He's accept the part, but he's still not sure what to do. He hasn't told his wife. We already been in this for 4 years. Tell them to accept the connection. Tell them to look inside of them. What did they deny? They denied the truth. So simple. Denial of the truth is the one that creates all this vibration, guilt, and pressures onto. You understand this part, then you will understand that why they focus on themselves and you focus on you, you both gonna be working on the part of understanding each other. Because your twin, when they give you something, they give you probably the portion that they need to be understand the most. If they give you the love, then you have to understand the love. If they give you some kind of knowledge, then that knowledge is about specific thing. Maybe has something to do with the mission that you two have to have. You to focus on that part, to merge this parts inside of you. How they gonna be merging the part you gave to them? That is a whole another story. That's none of your business. What's going on behind this line here is none of your business. And that's why a lot of the twin flames, they focus specifically what's going on in here. And that is the wrong idea. This is why I see that the people suffering and pain, he doesn't do this, he doesn't do that, he doesn't work on himself. You working on yourself as a twin flame? Specifically a female. The females, they're always looking for someone to blame and to say like, he didn't did this, he didn't did that. Why just not look at yourself in the mirror and see what kind of work did you not did on your own self. If you are not watching the mirror challenge, there's the video out there. Go out there, go watch it. You will understand. You need to become real and look at that situation as real as the way you are. So with that, I hope that you get those nuggets, you get that simplifying process of what you need to do, what you need to focus. So it doesn't have to take gazillions of years of merging with your twin flame. Your twin flame merge begins with you, not somebody else. When you are ready, God, the universe sees that you are ready. They will know what to do. They will know how to prepare you. They will know how to break this. And when they break this, then it's gonna be no secrets. You're gonna be tell your twin flame everything and anything. It's gonna be the part that you gonna be completely honest. And you're gonna be like, hey, this is who I am. This is what it is. This is what the situation is. This is what's happening. And then you're gonna go back into home. So thank you so much for watching the videos. Thank you for your comments that you're gonna be putting below. And again, thank you, Mario, for the part in Italy that you did with me. You guys, thank you so much, and be loved.